is Mel Klinger. I'm the TSA that's in Denver, Colorado. Today, I'm going to talk to you about log analysis and how you can launch into Petrophysics in StarSteer. This is a new feature in our version 2025.3. It's the log calculator. It allows you to do more with your data and create logs on the fly. I'm going to talk to you first about some prep work, what needs to be done before you can calculate these different curves. We need to talk about curve mnemonics, normalization, some quality control. These are all pretty basic things that you may already do with your data set. Second, I'll talk about the calculated curves themselves. We now have a dynamic curve versus just our static curves that you would normally stream in from the rig. And then I'll walk you through converting that gamma ray data just into a simple V-shell. Last, I'll show you how you can take that V-shell and create an average attribute over a specified zone and map that attribute. The first prep work that you need to consider is your mnemonic of your curve. Right now, the log calculator does not recognize aliased or log family curves. So you can see in this example, in my group tree, I have gamma ray with all sorts of names. So determine your naming convention first off, whether you copy paste and create to keep that copy paste would keep your original name if you needed to. Like in this gamma norm auto, maybe that means something significant, but when you go forward with all your other calculations, having everything just labeled as GR is most effective. Second, normalizing can be a very important step given tool vintage, wireline service company differences, stuff like that, and it helps you create an apples to apples comparison. The log in the middle is my type well of this process, where the two wells on either end are what I've normalized to fit the pole well. You can see these normalized log attribute is the lower gray curve, and I've also created the same gamma log name for everything. Third, our raster log headers. You may need to review this for other important information, hole conditions. Maybe you're going to talk about temperature gradients in your calculations, and therefore bottom hole temps are very important. You might also find out about rugosity or the matrix that's being used for your porosity log calculations. And lastly, general quality control. Are you looking at behind pipe logs? So maybe you have to first splice your logs together and making sure you're getting those depths correct. Are you looking at washout? This example shows a bad hole flag, BHF here. It's the shaded pink curve where I've just subtracted. This is a quick look at the calculator window, which I'll be showing you. Your bad hole flag is the name of the curve I'm creating. Then I'm just simply subtracting my two curves of the caliper versus the bit. All right, so next we're going to jump into StarSteer and take a look at, again, what these dynamic versus static curves mean. Then computing a V-shell curve, and then how to map that. Here is a cross-section with those three wells, actually, that were in that same slide. We've got my gamma ray. If I stop moving my cursor, you can see I've got them all labeled GR. Those are the curves I'm going to calculate. We got resistivity, porosity logs on that third track. And then this fourth track, that's where we're going to populate for our V-shell. So you can see right now in the latest 2025.3 version, we now have this calculator tab. Python did not go away. It is still sitting here, just as its own little button to click. When you want to create a log, you're going to simply just type out what you would like to name it. And we're going to enter a formula. Well, we know that all of my logs are named gamma ray divided by, let's see, my V shell is that versus minus my gamma ray clean at 30. When I've correctly typed out the equation, this create in button becomes active. See, if I delete that parenthesis, I can't select a well, but as soon as I create it correctly, I now can select. You have the option in this drop-down window of doing select all. You can utilize well lists, or you can just select one well, or as many as you want. In this case, we'll just select all of them. And, oops, because I've already created this log, it only gives me the option for update. So here is the curve. Let's see. I select this well, scroll down to my V-shaped curve. All the logs that you create, or excuse me, not logs, all the curves that you create in the log calculator now have that squiggly curve line with an F. That F shows you that it is a dynamic curve. The one without the F is just a curve you've brought in. These dynamic curves are ones that you can actually drag and drop up back into the calculator, and you can see the formula utilized for that well, or that curve. You can create a static well to preserve it at this point by just right-clicking and create log. You can also view its spreadsheet at this point as well. So I'm going to turn it on and move it over into the track. Just like all your other curves, you can format it given your scale and your palette. One thing that also rolled out with the latest 25.3 version is this correlation panel templates. Now that I've added that well, I can save this as a new layout. It populates down here. That symbol itself means that it is private. If I'd like to share it with other people that utilize this project, I can right-click and set to public, and now everybody else can see it. I can also right-click on the track here and say apply to all. And now you can see that my V-shell curve populates in all these well tracks. So the next thing we're going to do is map it. Once you've created your horizons, you've got all these Point Pleasant different horizons, you're going to create an attribute. So in your group tree, you select your attributes tab, and you can see this attribute operations pop up. This will be a log to attribute. Your operation is going to be an average, just measured depth weighted. The log I'm going to choose is the one we just calculated. So scroll down. Here's the V-shale. I've got 54 that I've 54 wells with this V-shale. If I need to apply a cutoff filter, that's where I would do this, or by some other discrete log, or none at all. We're going to create that attribute. Here's calculating. Awesome. Showed up. I'm going to go to the map view. Under my mode, we're going to switch to mapping mode. We're not making a structure, we're actually mapping this property. So I've selected here my zone, my Point Pleasant to Point Pleasant 2. If I had an outline that I want to grid within, I would choose that, or any fault layers that I needed to, or fault polygon layers that I needed to abide by, I would do that. And here in the attribute, I've selected that V-shale. These are just Other ones I've just created, that VShell 2 is what we just computed. And I'm going to create a new grid. That's what it should look like right there. And making it active. If you need to display the data points that you're bringing in, it's simply selecting data and input points. And that is how you utilize the log calculator for making VShell. Thanks.